What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Aquino Star. How are you guys doing today?
What's going on, brother?
What's up?
Hey, I got 4 hours of sleep last night, and I'm super happy, man. I'm hyped today, man.
Okay.
I'm charged. I'm charged of sleep.
Oh, shit, all right.
Yo, man, I'm ready,
Let's go. I'll fall back.
Now, turn up.
Okay.
Okay, that's usually where I set myself up. You got some, you always got that uppercut, but.
Snowstorm coming again.
Yeah.
Again?
A real one?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tired of it, man.
Tonight, tomorrow.
Fuck.
Shit.
Well, listen, I hope Complex has been investing in that new technology that could Skype me in from home and just throw me on that screen.
Yo, we should do a Skype from home episode. We've never taken a sick day before, Ak.
That's true.
It's been a year. Think about it.
I've been here for like 365. Like it's a long time. But I'm still excited to talk about topics.
Yo, especially Nav. So he's having a lot of feelings about the XXL freshman list. Went out of his way yesterday to call the magazine trash on Twitter and on Instagram, saying we shouldn't look to a magazine for validation to tell us if we're hot or not, especially one that hasn't been credible for 10 years. I would never show up for the freshman list because I don't need their approval. He took it even further, needing to post a photo of the editor-in-chief of XXL so that his fans could personally attack her. And just to prove how much he doesn't care, he even released a song called Freshman List, has an upcoming tour called Freshman List. Was this all really necessary?
Whew. That's I love all the shade you just do. and Nav, you know what? Because you're right. Nav really got at the editor. He made it personal. It's hard to say you don't care when you put so much energy in showing that you do.
Right.
You can't say, yo, y'all made the list. Fuck the list, but I'm gonna talk about the list.
Right.
It came across as salty, but I was looking at this to say, why is he saying this now? Now, he dropped the song Freshman List, and it's a pretty decent song. I'm not going to say
I like
smash
it.
nothing.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. But now is around a time where the XXL reaches out to artists to say, hey, you're selected. When are you available for us to do a shoot?
Right.
So artists talk. What I took from all of this is that Nav probably heard one of his counterparts say, yo, I'm on the list. And Nav is probably checking his email, hitting refresh, refresh, checking the spam folder, the trash folder, and there's nothing there. They didn't hit you up.
Right.
And I think that's why he's lashing out. Nav, I fuck with him. He's down with EXO. I honestly believe Nav's style has been like almost boot ganged and ran with. Like there's a nigga named Lil Skies with face tattoos that the hoes love.
He's popping.
He's popping.
He's popping.
Yeah. Stage diving, all that. He took that shit and he created a whole career with it. And I think Nav is in a weird place because he doesn't fit with the new generation, but he is the new generation, kind of, and he's influencing them. So I understand why he might look at the magazine like, yo, you guys are slighting me. My only thing is that he's right with that XXL. I don't talk about XXL, respectfully. It's Copy Star. Unless they are mentioned in the freshman list. However, you can't make a diss song to them or diss them in a song.
Right.
Then diss them on Instagram. Then put up the editor's face and say, hey, this is the person that does it.
That's my only issue. Sorry to cut in. Vanessa's very, very good people with me. Spoke to her last week. And I don't like that. Don't put her face to it, because then the stands get involved. It might be a safety issue. Would you consider him to be a guest in the House of Hip Hop, as my good friend Lord Jamar, refers to some people? Would you consider him to be a guest in the House of Hip Hop? Nav? I mean, I fuck with him.
Yes.
As much as I can.
I want to like Nav, but for him to attack the credibility, people would call him a guest because they have issues with his ethnicity and him saying nigga at one point in time.
Right.
He's a guy.
You checked him about that.
But also, for him to say that it hasn't been how old is Nav? For him to say not relevant.
He's almost 30.
He is?
He's from Canada. He's almost 30. He's from Canada. And I think he's a little reckless, but at the same time, I can appreciate where artistry is right now because they have a voice, they have social media to respond to certain things. Right. I'm not just going to take the side of XXL because I know Vanessa and Dennis Page. And
you were a writer.
What's that?
You were a writer.
I am a writer. I've written books.
Have you written for XXL in the past? We have to know.
No. I was contracted to the source. But I like the fact that artists can speak out and they can maintain their livelihoods and still have a voice.
Right.
But you know, it's a little tricky here. Again, I just hope that she doesn't receive any very vicious attacks by way of stands.
Yeah, because like you said, so he did make some good points. It's like an artist like him doesn't necessarily need an outlet like XXL. You have your own fan base, that's cool. It's just the personal attacks seem really unnecessary.
It seems like he's hurt. Like
He's
you,
butthurt.
Like you said, maybe he might have found out that he didn't make it because he's hearing so many people I don't know, but it seems like he's hurt for all of the things that he said. And to put up the picture, it's just like, at the end of the day, you didn't have to fuck with it, but to go that far to kind of downplay on her and how she looks, and this is the person that's saying you can't get on. And
Hey, I'm gonna take it one step further, right?
Please.
Because he said something that was very important, because that does happen. And I don't care if anybody co-signs that, because I know artists that have told me personally that happens, right? He said, this is a lady, and I don't agree with the personal attack, but he was saying we have to wine and dine her, and I'm gonna just say quotations around that, but yeah, you gotta show up there, you gotta play nice, you gotta play some music, because if they're picking a list, they wanna know that you're not a fucking flop of an artist,
right?
That if they pick you 3 months from now, you're gonna release some hot shit that they're gonna be like, we got the right guy, right? So you gotta play some music. He obviously, and when I was reading his caption, he took offense to that. He says, why do I have to play my music for my fans? Then I look at it and I look back and I'm like, are y'all telling me, is the issue just XXL? Or do y'all run to Spotify and do the same thing? Every time an artist comes up here and does an interview with us, they tell us, yo, my next stop is, yo, Spotify, I gotta go check in with the Rap Caviar niggas.
Right.
Y'all are checking in like Tekashi. Y'all gotta check in. Y'all gotta go check in at Apple Music. Because y'all want that playlist joint. You know what you gotta do? You go up there, shake hands, you smile, you do whatever.
You have to play the game. That's not just with XXL.
So the wine and dining shit, even though I understand, and to be honest, I'm like, yo, you're right with that, but you gotta keep it across the board.
Yeah.
Don't just make it a XXL. Don't play the game with Spotify. Don't play with Apple Music, but you won't say that to them because you want that playlist.
But call out every magazine if you're gonna go that far. I had an artist that made the XXL Freshman, and I don't know everybody else's process, but we wasn't whining and dining. We had one point in time where we went up, we played some music, we didn't make it that first year. We did the work outside of just thinking that we had to keep pushing music strictly to XXL, and then eventually our work we put in with the tape we dropped, and the momentum we had, we was doing shows everywhere, permitted us to spot on the list. So I don't know, everybody might have a different process, but I don't think you have to wine and dine. I don't know, what he went through or not, but ultimately it's like this. If you don't fuck with it, leave it alone. Because as many artists that say fuck the XXL, whatever, they all want to be on that shit. All of them.
They do at this point. I will say this about XXL, and that's why I think Nav's in a weird space. Nav's sound is still representative of the new wave of music. If it was like a super lyrical dude that'd be like, yo, I look at the last 4 lists or last 3 lists y'all put out, and y'all got a lot of dudes who ain't lyrical, they're mumble rappers or whatever. Y'all ain't really holding us down. Why do we have to jump through these hoops to even get consideration? I can understand it, but Nav, your music is in the realm of what they do consider.
And any statement from EXO with regards to his diss track or his feelings towards Vanessa and XXL? Have they said anything on behalf of the relationship or to the public?
Cash, which I believe is a manager, is that True Chops? That is his manager. Okay. Yeah. I saw them on the comment section. Everybody was co-signing. Again,
EXO was co-signing?
Yeah, everybody was co-signing him, and they were saying, yo, you're doing the right thing.
Wow.
My only thing is that I think this is a moment for him, but I think this moment will get toppled by when the actual freshman list comes out.
It's also hard to pick the list too, because with this new wave of rap that it seems like you could just pick up and do tomorrow with the face tats and the sound and the melody, it's like 50 artists that could be considered, and they could only pick 10, so everybody's not gonna make it.
If Nav came out and said, they offered me the list, I turned it down, that would make more of an impact. The way he kind of came out was saying, even if you invited me, I wouldn't go. I'm starting to think, nigga, you weren't invited to the party. You weren't even invited to the club. Don't tell me you wouldn't show up. But if he had said, hey, they invited me, I said, fuck no, I don't want to go. And also, if this was months ago, I know for a fact they're reaching out to certain people to say, hey, you're going to be on the list. When are you available? If this was months ago, before they even made selections or was trying to reach out to people, and he said, I know y'all are in your consideration period, you're thinking about me, fuck thinking about me, I don't want to be on your platform, I don't want to be in that fucking horse and pony race.
That's real sucker shit.
That's when I'd be like, okay, I respect it, but now I'm like, Nav, I feel like they might have slighted you, and before their list comes out, you're saying fuck them.
He might have slighted himself in a sense as well. You know, I mean,
How do you mean?
What I mean is that I'm just guessing. He could have been considered. And sometimes, you know, because you might have not gotten the email or the text or the call, whatever, maybe he jumped too soon. Maybe he jumped prematurely. I mean, but it seems like it is a marketing plan. It doesn't seem like a marketing plan. The song, the tour, all of that. So he's taking it and run with it, which is going to just fuel more attention towards the XXL list anyway.
What I've seen from artists who have said fuck XXL or whatever, like we've seen Famous Dex go through the same thing. I seen Famous Dex, he was posting like snaps like, yo, I'm back at XXL, even though I said fuck it last year because I didn't make it. I love them. I'm signing shit. I'm taking pictures because you know why? He doesn't want to be on the list.
They want to be on the list.
Now, for me with Nav, and then
Good.
I think the Weeknd cosign means more than a XXL list. He should have never mentioned it.
Yeah.
When you mention it, now you look salty.
Right,
Don't mention it. You're getting a cosign from a guy who's a fucking pop star.
Megastar.
Why shine light on the list, and now we're going to realize you didn't make it?
Yeah, I was going to say that I think his music is strong enough that he'll get past this and he won't need to reconcile or even, you know, sit down and talk with XXL. I say that respectfully to them, but you know, it's different. Again, how artists and young people can lash out, if you will, and their fan base or the people that support them can really get behind them, and it's not that big of a deal. It's not like, you know, it was back in the days of when the Source magazine was at its peak, or Vibe magazine, and you had to play the game.
Right.
If they called you in for a cover, you had to make sure that you were there for that cover shoot or for that long, you know, interview process. It's different. So, you know, whether we like it or not, it's how the game is played now, and he might put out another diss track. I don't know. I mean, he might really run with this.
Yeah.
Free promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watching how XXL, The Source, and other outlets like that were very influential in the past, where people lived and died on their opinion or what they put on their platform. Watching how they now maneuver and watch how the artists like a Nav say, man, fuck y'all. It is interesting, but I would always say, like, don't burn a bridge until you cross it.
Where people move around in this industry, that's something you forget. They don't stay at the same place forever,
Right,
all
exactly.
of them. So you burn that bridge now. When they work at Spotify in a few years, no one wants to deal with you.
Yeah. Imagine Vanessa fucking making playlists in Spotify. You put the Spotify on some shit like, yo, let me get my new song on there. She looked like, didn't you roast me a couple years ago?
Shit like that happens in this game,
does.
man. Shit is real.
Gotta be smart. All right, so on a more positive note, Diddy did a new feature with GQ where he talks about working on an app to help people find Black-owned businesses easier. So he was recounting conversations with Jay-Z where they want to put money back into their communities. He said, quote, "My thing is most importantly to change a narrative of the Black race. It's about Blacks gaining economic power." What do you guys think about this? Some positivity moving forward here? Would you support AK?
Man, I'm salty as fuck, man. Why didn't I get a call to invest in this shit? This just sounds like a great
maybe
idea.
it's not too late. He said he's working on it.
Did he hit me up? Listen, Black excellence is the new thing. I've seen everybody empowered by the Black Panther movie. Listen, everybody's claiming they're from Wakanda. They're going there. I get it.
They're going there.
Diddy, Jay, and there's a host of others, but those are really at the top of the food chain in terms of they're promoting Black entrepreneurship, Black business, and I love this. I just want to get a part of it.
You love this, really?
Of course. Do you not?
Wait till you finish.
No, I'm done. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I want to get involved just on an investment sense. You know what I mean? Okay. Give me 5%. What we got to put
This is a good thing. This is not an act of separatism. Whether he created this or not, he's putting his brand to it, his name to it. Nielsen reported the Nielsen report did a piece back in 2015 about Black consumer buying power, and they projected, I think, $1.4 trillion by 2020. So he's on the right course. He's on the right course. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing. This does away with the myth that black people don't support black people, businesses, yada, yada, yada. And it does things similar to what other cultures do by way of certain websites that cater to that particular culture or this type of dining or certain types of food. I think it's a great thing.
So would you actually use it? So for example, if you're searching for restaurants or always using Yelp or whatever, would you open up this app and be like, oh, out of these three, I'll pick the one.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But would you guys personally, think, use it?
Sure.
Okay.
If I wanted a certain type of outing for a night or a certain type of cuisine or a certain type of business, if I wanted to go see a certain type of play or film or a certain type of club, absolutely.
I just hope it's easy to navigate.
It doesn't have a shitty interface.
Yeah, I just hope it's easy to navigate. But I think this is dope. I mean, black excellence has always been in my brother Act. You know what I mean? Before the Black Panther
He just saw Black Panther. That's why.
He just saw it and didn't fall
It's
asleep.
before Black Panther. I'm just saying that now is like this is the popular thing.
No, it's a great time.
After niggas watch fucking Wakanda look so great.
Yo, after that, after Straight Outta Compton, I think people are just realizing, well, executives finally, what we've always known, that there is a market that we want to spend money.
Yeah, we put money into everything.
Yeah, we support
everything. You know.
There always has been a market.
Absolutely.
It's just, it hasn't been respected.
Right. They always need their proof, their version of proof.
Yes. So again, this is a good thing, and I wish him the best. He's done other things with charter schools, as we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. So he's on the right course.
All right, Diddy, we're all going to download the app. Hit up Ack. He wants to invest. So
I'm getting into business shit, man.
Let me be the creative director.
I just want to get involved, man, because Diddy, again, listen, while I'm all for black empowerment, there's a lot of business going on there. We got Jay got Tidal, Diddy got Revolt, and a whole host of other things. Just let a nigga get 5% that he could further
5%.
his, further his, black empowerment as well. I'm black too, nigga.
Yeah, you better bring that bread, Act. You can't just get 5%.
I'll try. We could negotiate.
Negotiate. Yo, I'm done with it.
Negotiate.
gotta relax.
He's bucking.
All right, so Logic's new project, Bobby Tarantino 2, sold about 120,000 copies. He has another #1, but in an interview with Hard Knock TV, he's still addressing this idea that he's an outsider in hip-hop. Let's take a look.
I'm still an outsider, but you can't stand out and fit in. You know what I mean? Like, it's still, like, I still get shit all the time. You have, like, where I dropped 44 More, and 7 days go by, and everybody's like, oh my God, this is fire, this is the greatest, this is one of the best Logic songs ever, this, that, like, Youngster Natural shit, blah, blah, blah. And then I drop every day, and then a bunch of people are like, oh, he fell off. It's over. I want the old Logic back. I'm like, old Logic, motherfucker, from what, 7 days ago? I'm not milk. I'm not going to expire that quick. Like, I don't know what you know what I mean? I'm like, shit. But that's just people in general. But, like, I mean, hip-hop, acceptance, all that, man, fuck it. Like, that's just where I'm at, and it's the best thing ever, even more. It's like, no matter who you are, where you are, you want to be loved, you want to be accepted, but it's like, not everybody's going to love you, not everybody's going to accept you. I don't make music for hip-hop, I make music for my fans, and they...
Is Logic still an outsider?
Can I contradict myself and call myself a hypocrite? Because I defended him a couple days ago. Fuck out of here, Logic. Like, come on, dog. Like, my thing is this, right? Like, yo, who cares if you're fucking accepted by hip-hop or I don't make music for hip-hop, I make music for my fans? That's bold to say. Like, you're rapping the whole shit, you're not making music for hip-hop. Logic just sold, 118 first week?
119.
Hey, stop complaining, my nigga.
Wait.
I'm contradicting myself, man.
I want Wayno to finish. Come on, man, take your time.
I'm not finished. Do your thing, because it look like you had some shit on your chest. Get it off.
No, I mean, that's basically it. Like, my whole thing is like, why are we hearing this now? It's like, you're supposed to be like, I just did this with no fucking single, no video, nothing. Like, I'm killing this shit. Keep doing that. Why are we talking about if you're accepted or not anymore? Like I said, I contradicted myself because I was one of the people that was like, yo.
I want to go next. I
was like,
so
yo.
you guys are fighting for this now? All right.
No. I like what's going on because... Star, go ahead.
Go ahead, Star. Go ahead.
I'm close to calling him a bullshit artist. I'm close. I listened to the entire interview. I've been somewhat sort of paying attention to him.
He got the best interviews in the game, man.
Whatever. But what do you mean you're still an outsider? This shit is a fucking melting pot right now, hip-hop. It's more so than it ever has been. Outsider by what means? By way of culture or lack thereof, or by way of class and money? I don't know. He sounds a little wishy-washy to me right now. And maybe Joyner Lucas has got some fucking some good points here.
All right, I'm interested in what you have to say. Maybe I'll have to defend Logic's train of thought here. Let's hear it.
I completely agree with Logic.
Really?
Okay.
Logic's whole thing, and that's why his, of course, he has this like biracial struggle, which some people are like, is that a struggle? But
Is it a struggle for him though?
listen, imagine a guy who raps really well. Maybe your message isn't that strong like someone who's saying, hey, we're getting oppressed by racial oppression and all that. But he's going through his own thing. But his music never really resonates with the culture. There's shit that sell, and there's shit that you talk about culturally.
Right.
His shit has never been talked about within the culture, the fucking backbone of hip hop. And for most artists who make hip hop, that is their goal. So you see the sales, and again, some people might be like, why the fuck I care about what y'all talking about if I'm selling?
Right.
He's been selling. He ain't never flopped.
Right.
Right.
But he's really thirsted for that. And I think he's becoming to a place of acceptance to say, it's not gonna happen, but you know what? The fans I have, they support me and they understand me, that I'm cool with that. Do I think he's cool with that? No. Because everyone, even Drake, trust me, Drake rapped on, what was the last joint he did? Diplomatic Community. You know the line? Yep. Where he's talking about, he says, I win all these Billboard awards, but they don't say black excellence for me. You know why? Because everyone wants to get that Kendrick shit. Everyone wants where the culture fucking say, this is our guy, he's making music for us.
All right, but look, there's two parts to the shit with Logic, right? Now, when Logic first came out, look, and I'm gonna go to the Drake shit too, but it's two parts with Logic. Like, one part is this. Yeah, you wanna be accepted and all of that, but it's all in your content. Logic is a nerd. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, he's a big science fiction fan. You can hear it in all his music. When he came out with his first album, it was about his life growing up in Baltimore, I believe, right? Growing up in Baltimore, his pops being in and out of his life, and that's not who he wanted to stay as, right? He went with the narrative that he's this nerdy, worldly guy. So with you rapping, it's hard to communicate that shit to the hood, because a lot of people look at, I'm a Star Wars fan, and motherfuckers be like, you watch that bullshit?
Yeah, right.
People just started getting into Black Panther. I've been watching Marvel movies since The Hope was on Channel 11 and shit, right? Now, with Drake, you wanna know why? Because the narrative with Drake is that he pushes himself more of being a Jew, or being Jewish, than he does being black. When you see like certain videos and the people he's around, now don't get me wrong, you got Chubbs and all of them, but when you see what OVO is in a nutshell as a whole, you see a lot of like...
He's not showing up to Ferguson like J. Cole. Keep it 100.
He's not, but I don't think he has to do that at all. His pops is from Memphis. Like, his pops is from Memphis, but he doesn't have to do that in order for him to be... People in the hood fuck with Drake heavy.
Word.
Heavy. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But the thing is that he pushes himself one sort of way.
I'm starting to think that Logic is a convenient racial hustler. Convenient racial hustler. And keep in mind, race is not a concept. We're all biracial and mixed. Everybody on the fucking planet. There's no such thing as a pure race.
But don't you guys understand how it could be hard to be half white and half black, but you look white? It's different. J. Cole does not have to deal with it because he looks black, but he's mixed as well. It changes your narrative.
We have that issue here in America, but abroad, it's not that deep. We have that issue here.
But I guess we're talking about America
right
now.
We're talking about here.
I'm just saying how people perceive Logic. I think if you looked black or blacker, it might be a little different, you know?
It would be different, but if he's had the same type of music...
It's not only the look, it is the music, you're right, to your point. Like, if, again, I do believe there's a lot of artists in the game that look at Kendrick and they kind of envy the acceptance and the, like, Kendrick is being put up on a pedestal by niggas. Just keep it 100, right? And because his message represents us, he doesn't have to be the most hood nigga, and he's not. He says, hey, I've been around it, but I'm not exactly that, but I've seen enough, but I've also seen the struggle.
But, pardon me, with regards to hip hop, white kids have always been the biggest consumers here in America. That's a fact, going back to the days of Public Enemy.
Right.
There's more white people that know Wu-Tang lyrics and support Wu-Tang, their whole legacy. So I can't just side with Logic with his gripe, or so it seems like. No,
that's why he's saying this though. He's saying, yeah, I'm making music for my fans, but clearly there's an unsettling feeling to say, yeah, y'all are buying my shit like 120,000 first week on a mixtape, but it's not the people who I really want.
Like you said, it's
like,
the
I
hood.
remember,
Right.
I think
It's
it's
bullshit.
I can't
Well,
remember
because
who said it.
you-
Hold on,
the thing-
one second.
go ahead.
I can't remember who said it. Was like, yo, listen, it was like, y'all making great music, but when I go to the clubs that I really fuck with, my music don't play in the club.
Right, but you're not making that
It
type of
hurts
music.
certain people. No matter how much you sell,
Right.
if the people you fuck with or you feel like you're closer to outside of the music, if they don't fuck with you and it's like this other crowd, despite the money you might get.
But the thing is, what's so crazy is like the hip hop opinion, no matter what region has this shit, LA, New York, Atlanta, is always like the New York barbershop. That's always like the opinion. And Logic, to me, Logic is like this, right? He's a kid that he's on the court and nobody would let him get a shot with the ball. Like, nah, shorty, we about to run. Or nobody let him run the full. By the time he wants to run the full, everybody's like, we out. So what? Go buy your own fucking court. Go buy your own court.
Basically what he did.
Yeah, and the thing is like, okay, you know this about yourself now. Like, you know this about yourself. But if you want to make records that live in a club, you know what's going to happen when you start doing that. People gonna be like, fuck out of here, man. He done changed on us, man. We can't jack
And he
this
can
shit.
afford to go buy his own fucking ball and court.
Yeah, he got that 30
So
M's,
get the
like-
fuck out of here.
Come on, Logic, man. Like,
Okay,
come on.
For that, I could agree with you both.
Yeah.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
If you really want to get the niggas, you're not selling 120 first week. That's done. You're selling 35 and 40. NBA YoungBoy really got the support of the hood.
Right.
But he ain't selling 120. If he was selling 120, he might not be NBA YoungBoy no more. He might be NBA grown man.
Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy, 21 Savage, and everybody else is trying to get a fucking Grammy. He's already got the Grammy.
Right, he's in that
He's got the
conversation.
Grammy and he's crying and he's bitching and complaining.
Yeah,
Fuck
all
outta
he can
here.
do now is not talk about it, right?
Right,
He's not going
right.
to change his
Yeah.
internal feelings.
I
We
want to
get
be
it. You're human.
accepted.
We get it, Logic. I
I want to
understand.
hang with the
That's
hood.
humans. We're like that.
It's like when ball players want to be rappers and rappers want to
Yeah.
be ball players. Like rappers always want to have like the money. Like the cheapest ball player in the league has more money than the average rapper. But the cheapest ball player in the league is not as popular as the rapper that has no money.
It's the
You know what I
grass
mean?
is green on the other side, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As soon as Logic started making twerk anthems and like music to get shit lit, that
Get Black
people can
Youngsta
feel
on the
him
remix.
in the inner city.
Right.
As soon as he realizes the other side of that, of people really hating you, they're showing up to your show trying to do, he'd be like, I'm out of this. Let me go back to the other side where I'm just singing these peace, love, and positivity anthems,
Yeah.
and I'm cooler.
I like Logic, but stop it, brother.
Oh, some sucker shit. Did you see the interview with his father and his brother?
No, what happened?
Please get your brot's teeth fixed, my nigga. Please. I'm sorry. You got all this fucking money. His brother's teeth look crazy. The hate or miss is nothing. Fuck out of here.
I gotta see this interview.
You gotta see it. It's like a picket fence.
So Akka decided what God's plan, best video of the year so far. How long has that been? Like a month ago? 2 weeks? All right, so you got some competition now. So we got a new video from Lil Dicky and Chris Brown called Freaky Friday where they switch places. It's pretty dope. Let's take a look.
I can see the N-word. Wait, can I really see the N-word? What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? Big ups, my nigga. We are my nigga. You pussy ass nigga. Man, fuck y'all niggas. Cause I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. I woke up in Chris Brown's body. So how this shit turned into Freaky Friday. But we got no choice but to turn it.
All right, so Chops, you picked one of the best parts of the video. Wait, no, I know
Can I
you
go
like
first?
this. Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Fuck this bullshit. Whoa. Fuck this bullshit, this corny bullshit in 2018. Come on, seriously? He's got another video where he's ringing people's doorbells to go to have a party at the mansion. He says, I'm a rapper, yada, yada, yada. You know, from Weird Al Yankovic to Ali Vegas to this type of dumb shit. I can't co-sign this. I know it's fun, ha ha, he. I just want to say that first and get it out the way. This is corny bullshit, man.
I love this video.
I'm sure you do.
I thought this shit was dope. I thought the video was dope. I like the fact that it just was creative. Like, the shit was creative. The way Chris Brown did his verse, it really had you looking like they really changed
Yeah,
bodies.
like even just the song, just listening to the
Yeah,
song is
just the
not the
song.
same, but with the video.
Yeah, with the
it's
video,
pretty funny.
I thought the video was dope. I mean, I'm not a Little Dicky fan. I don't know any of his music. I actually argue with my friends that like his shit because I don't really jack it that much, but I really enjoyed this video.
I thought Chris Brown was just snitching on himself in the video. I seen that nigga pull out guns, dog. I'm like, yo, Chris Brown, you supposed to try to act like it's not about that.
But it's all perception. It's all the perception of him,
right? Like I'm not blood. I'm like, damn, Briss, like you admit everything. But it is creative. I look back at the new wave of rappers who are trying to be creative in videos. I do think that old mentality of creating videos with just chicks turning up or twerking, that shit is so out. It's all about creativity and how visually you could affect someone to make them think or enhance a song or make them think like, oh shit, this is a different spin of it. This was a great spin of it, so I'm gonna give them credit for that. But am I too interested in Lil Dicky? I can't say I am.
So better than God's Plan or not?
More creative, more creative. Did it mean anything? Again, God's Plan, nigga give out $1 million. This look like this gave a couple Instagram models a check to come on set to lay in bed with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown's a whore, excuse me. He'll do anything to try and diminish what we truly feel about him. Let's keep it real. He'll do anything to make us say, oh, you know, give him a pass. No, he didn't beat the shit out of Rihanna. But we're always gonna remember that. With this song, I have a problem with Lil Dicky's Target demo and the use of the N-word or the variation of it. If you're gonna say certain cultures or people can't say the N-word, it's banging in the chorus. How do you feel about that? Banging in the chorus. My nigga, nigga, nigga. You've got kids.
Well,
say that respectfully.
It's Chris Brown.
How do you feel? Hang on a second.
How do I feel? Now, when it comes to me having kids, I don't hide shit from my kids. Anything. I don't hide.
His Target demo is not hip-hop.
I'm not talking about his Target demo. We're talking about being a father now. When it comes to...
I'm talking about his Target demo and the N-word. Nigga, nigga,
yeah,
nigga,
but
nigga,
you asked
nigga.
me how I felt about that, me being a father.
Okay.
Me being a father, I don't hide no music from my kids because they're going to hear the same shit when they walk outside from anybody. Now, the thing about this is that it's music. I'm not taking this shit dead serious that, oh, this is detrimental to the black community, because there's way more shit that goes on that's more detrimental than Chris Brown saying nigga, nigga, nigga coming from a white man's perspective. There's way more things that we deal with, that we got issues with, that we got to tackle before we get to that. So, with that being said, I looked at this shit kind of like a performance, like a movie.
Right.
I was able to take myself out of the seat of having a strong, you know, I don't feel this is right. It's a video. Like it ain't that serious to me.
This is not me talking as a man of a certain age. I've always felt like this. Fuck this culture vulture. Fuck his bullshit track.
Lil Dicky?
Yeah, fuck him.
Damn.
It's 2018. Stop the bullshit.
Migos put out a video too. It's called Walk It Talk It featuring Drake. Let's take a look.
You walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Hey, I gotta stay in my zone. Say that we been beefing, dog, but you on your own. First night, she gon' let me fuck cause we grown. I hit her, gave her back to the city, she home. She at home now. That was that, so I can't be beefing with no whack nigga. Got no.
Of course, OVO Chops picked the Drake highlight, but yo, it's nice to see these guys having fun, man. A little bit more personality from them. What'd you think?
Right.
This was the track I liked when Culture 2 first came out. Are you still feeling? Are you feeling this now or no?
No. I always like this track.
Oh, did you?
There's 20-something tracks on it, man. There's a couple mediocre ones. That's why I keep it 100 with you.
This was one of my favorites.
This is a standout, just like Bad Bitches Only, just like the intro and the outro. There's a couple other ones on there, but it's 20-something tracks. Yeah. They're all not fire. I'm sorry to burst the bubble. I'm sorry to burst the bubble. OVO Chops had to pick the Drake part. The clear star of this whole video, and I did love it, is Offset. You're right. From when we discussed them very frequently on the show, and even when we met them at the BET Awards, they were not the most charismatic or artists filled with a lot of personality. They really were just very dry, like, what? Yeah. But now I think they've realized for you to excel to the next level, and you're kind of pop now. Like, you're a pop sensation in the fact that people outside of hip-hop, they resonate with Amigos. They think you guys are funny. They think you guys as a trio is dope. They watch the relationship of Offset and Cardi B. They see Quavo, and they feel like he's dope. They see him playing sports, everything else, right? They've learned you got to play up to it. You can't be super serious. You're not in Gwinnett County or wherever in Atlanta that you were really trapping and cooking up and whipping and all the stir-fry shit. That's all great. But now you're being marketed to a lot of middle-aged and also young white kids.
So you like the video?
I love the video.
You like the video?
I love the video. I like the video.
There's one problem with the video. I'll point that up, but go ahead.
Well, I like the
Soul
fact
Train
that.
shit, that's great.
Well, I like the fact that they brought back the lean with it, rock with it dance. You know what I mean? That was dope.
I don't think they were trying to do that, but I think they were trying to copy the dances and the other shit. They couldn't really get it right, so they.
Well, they brought the lean with it, rock with it dance into the shit. That was dope. And then I remember Tyler, the Creator, did something similar with one of his videos where he kind of did like a Soul Train type spoof. It's like they took it to the next level. Like you said, like they're not the most, like you don't have a lot of memorable Migo moments with them speaking. You get to see a lot of the things that they do to have fun. And like, if they're gonna keep doing this, they're on the right track.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely on the right track because they have to show personality.
They tried it with the Ice Train Gang video. It didn't really work.
What video? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The one that they were dissing Joe.
Oh,
yeah. But the thing is, they did it like a regular rapper video where they were showing off ice and shit like that.
And then they look
fun,
serious
yo.
in between.
you
This
gotta have
is just
fun.
fun.
Having so much fun.
This was a great video, if I can just cut you up for a second. There's only one thing. The Migos are dressed from the 70s, their whole attire.
Yeah.
Drake is dressed from the 80s. Pleats and Jerry curls came out in the 80s. I used to watch my older brother back in the 70s during the whole the Soul Train era in the 70s. So whoever styled Drake styled him wrong, unless they were just trying to mesh the two. But great video. Like,
And you know what? That's dope that you gave that knowledge because them kids don't know shit. Like they probably not even gonna know
but I
that,
give the video an A+ if we were gonna grade it.
Drake
Yeah, it was a dope
that
video.
bitch talking about, yo, I gotta get a jerk curl. I don't care what age you're in, 20s or 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I gotta
Oh
get a
man,
jerk
I
curl.
wish we'd have showed the Offset dance moves, man. It was so funny. Then the way they was panning it, like it really looked like a. But remember, you know, what's the kid? Space Ghost Perp. Remember he was doing the videos. They used to play a lot of those videos at like A$AP Rocky and their shows where they would take Karate Chop and put it on a Soul Train video and like kind of match the dance moves to the song. But it's dope that they actually made a video out of this shit, you know?
It's so dope because they've been trying this for a while, and I'm gonna salute to P for this, because I've heard he's like one of the leaders or creative directors in terms of making these videos. Again, look what they did for T-Shirt. Look what they did for Ice Tray. Look what they did for this. They're trying, we're seeing personality from that. We'll never get it via an interview.
Right.
And they're trying to interviews now more, but we'll never get it via that. But now we see them having fun, at least on camera, and I gotta say, I'm glad.
Yo, I don't know that we'll never get it in an interview, in that like complex cover story. So remember the moment where it's P or Coach K, one of them starts talking about what really happened, and Quavo's like, oh, word, we can talk about this?
Right.
I feel like they just were like waiting for someone to be like,
I mean, according to Yachty, and I've spoke to Yachty a bunch of times, he says, yo, Takeoff is the funniest motherfucker ever. Now, if you listen to internet perspective, Takeoff is a guy who just never talks. Right. So again, I don't know if it's some street nigga shit where like you don't really engage with the media, but y'all gotta separate that from realizing y'all are pop stars.
A lot of
the new
these
Beatles.
guys, yeah, a lot of these guys have personality. It's like a lot of people don't know that Styles P is funnier than Jadakiss. But Jadakiss is the
I met
most.
Jada in LA. That nigga's funny.
No, Jada's hilarious.
I didn't even
but-
know he was that funny until I met him in person.
Yo, Styles is hilarious, yo. But all three of them together is crazy. But I mean, a lot of times we don't get a chance to see that with the Migos. As long as they stay on this path, they gonna be good. And I think we're gonna get Quavo's solo album this year.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a solo album. They got too much momentum. They gotta drop that shit this year.
Well, the pace they're going, they might drop 5 albums. a year.
Right. All 40 tracks each album.
And by the way, they are one of the people who pioneered, because Yachty said it to me, like, yeah, we gotta, like, the initiative is, you gotta do at least 20-something tracks, because we gotta get these streaming numbers up. So.
We'll see.
Good point. Good point.
Killing it. All right, so we got NERD, the Lemon remix featuring Drake. Let's listen.
Mad ethnic right now. I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it. Y'all don't really get it. I pull up in a lemon. Blocks get to spinning. Money 3D print.
Yo,
I
cut
don't know
this
about
off,
this
man.
one yet.
This is garbage.
I don't know about this.
Drake.
Thank you. Thank you for saying. Say it again. Say it again.
It's trash. Yo, listen, Drake, I was defending you. You were like 4-4, 5-5 for the year. Everything was a fucking smash. And then you let Rihanna get this bullshit. Is it Rihanna or is it Pharrell? Who I gotta blame? Who the fuck got this shit
Blame
cleared?
Pharrell.
I'm
Yeah.
blaming everybody. I'm even blaming Drake too. How the fuck you even clear this? You know this shit wasn't fire. You've been only dropping fire.
Garbage.
This is a year that we're
Church.
like, it's like watching
Church.
LeBron, who is older, have his best year, right? Because a lot of people would think Drake prime is past, but he's been dropping all fire. I heard this shit and I'm like, what is this garbage?
Right.
I'm so glad you've gone there first because I don't want to sound like a bitter old man.
I think we're all united
What's
here.
that? Yeah. I ain't bitter about shit. I live a great life. I've never been depressed in my. I don't know about anxiety. I can't stand Pharrell.
Oh, damn.
That's not what we were talking about at all.
No. This is
Pharrell, what up to you?
Listen,
I ain't go that far.
if you were to say to me, Pharrell's gonna be a guest tomorrow, I would call out sick.
Wow,
I
man.
can't stand Pharrell, motherfuck nerd.
Pharrell found you.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, Pharrell, man.
Thank you for saying this is garbage. Go ahead, man.
Well, Pharrell is one of my greatest inspirations. I don't know him.
Jesus.
I don't know him. He is one of my greatest inspirations. But this song, I would say about this song, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, and maybe Drake shouldn't have took this shot. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I felt like Lemon was good enough with just Rihanna.
The last joint that Drake got a lot of flack for was that To The Max song. And I defend him on that because I fuck with it. And I'm from Jersey. It remind me a little bit of Jersey Club, even though people say that's a Miami.
You're from Jamaica. Stop claiming Jersey.
I grew up in Jersey once I came here. You feel me? Okay. Where are you from? Because you live in PA or some shit there.
Scotch Plains, born and raised.
Yeah, we haven't lived there in a long while, though.
It's okay.
But anyway.
I claim it. They claim me.
But anyway.
Yeah, star.
And I defended that. I still like that song, okay?
Right.
But this shit right here was like, this is a complete miss.
Yeah.
And
fuck
clearly
outta here.
It's a remix, so he's trying to ride the vibe that Rihanna completely bodied. How does Rihanna have more presence on a track and kind of owns it more than Drake? Drake felt like this felt like the reference track. This felt like the reference track to the real person who should be singing it. And it was one of the weird times that Drake was out of place and sounded out of.
Is he bringing Nerd back?
Well,
They came back already.
Yeah, they dropped the album. Right?
Jesus. When did they come out? Like 98 or 99? You should know.
Their first album came out in 2004, I think, In Search Of. It came out around like 2000. No, 2002. I'm bugging. 2002, In Search Of, yeah.
Nerd?
Yeah. The first Nerd album came out 2002 because Neptunes Presents the Clones came out 2003.
Okay.
Right? They remember Frontin', single with Jay-Z.
Hated it.
Oh, man, come on, Star. In my mind, 06.
Hated it.
Oh, man.
You didn't like none of it.
Well, hang on. You know, this is not far-fetched for someone to say, I just don't like a person or I don't like music. I remember someone sent me a clip one time.
What about Drop It Like That?
Hang on. DMX was on The Breakfast Club, and they asked him about Drake, and he said, I just don't like him. Right?
Yeah, right.
Nobody questioned it.
You later changed his mind.
Oh, whatever. But if I say I don't like
But
someone.
you're not just saying you don't like it. You're being disrespectful on top of it. Like, fuck them. It's
Listen,
different,
I'm
no?
a self-made man, successful. I'm not compromised. I don't have to pander to shit.
But what is your
respectfully.
reasoning, though?
Because I sat on radio and listened to Pharrell and the nerd music every fucking day, 5 days a week.
So you heard it too much, so you don't.
Too much.
That's okay.
Yeah. I hate other tracks. Uchiwali, Wali. There's certain shit I don't fuck with.
No, it's definitely tracks that I don't fuck with. But this is not the case with Pharrell. I didn't like the Drake rendition, but I did like Lemon, the one with Rihanna.
Like him getting Rihanna on there.
Yeah, that was enough. Like some things need to be.
What's that?
Grinded? No.
Let's not bring up the clips. We know how that goes too. Let's just move on to the next one. Hot or Not, XXX Tentacion and Joey Badass. I just can't even. Let's listen to Infinity.
This textbook rhyme style with the raw texture. Punchlines, right hooks, now that's a trifecta. No more free lectures, I'm texting these niggas extras. It's the pro of all errors, he's back in your sector. So, might be best to protect your neck or profess your debt to the God, he might bless you.
Murder these flows like I murder these hoe ass niggas. What the fuck is your energy, bro? Make your nigga deep throw the desert ego. Live, he try me like a whole pussy, boy, that's on my soul. Make my flow shape shift, go.
All right, Joey and X, good chemistry on this one?
Love the music.
Yeah.
Love the music.
Amazing. I think this is the exact reason why people who would want to disregard X can't. Because they might not be into the screaming shit. They don't like the antics. He does too much. He acts immature. He says he's running a cult. He disrespected Pac to some. And then you hear him rapping like, fuck, this guy's actually.
He can rap, yeah.
His talent actually keeps him in the mix. I do want to say that I believe a lot of new artists, okay, I'm not talking about all. I'm not talking about like Lil Yachty and Uzi and even shit. Some of their fans might say otherwise. A lot of these newer artists, they have this side of them because they did grow up on some lyricism, but they do realize that in this time, that's not what really gets you popped off. X didn't pop off by lyricism, but he has made it a point that he shows you I could do this.
Good point.
Right?
Good point.
So he got off with Look at Me, and then if you look at the video, he dropped Riot on the end of the video. I could really rap too, motherfucker.
Right.
There was an artist that we discussed before. He did some stage diving stuff. Wi-Fi's Funeral. I remember like we kind of clowned him, and then he dropped a song showing people I could rap when I want to rap.
Right.
But rapping is or rapping like this is not what's gonna get me popped off. I got to do these other songs.
You know what I really respect about X? The fact that he's from Florida, right? And when we always talk about New York, we always regionalize New York artists to only staying rapping like New York, as if they do something else, we always scrutinize them for it. When you think of X, you don't think of him being from Florida. You just think of him as an artist in his totality. And he cares about rapping, like he actually gives a fuck about spitting bars. He did it on his XXL freestyle. Like he took some time to, didn't they turn the beat off and all of that, and he gave some bars? I mean,
some pretty demonic bars, but yeah.
Yeah. But he likes to rap. That's what I like about him. Is the thing about it, like I listened to some of his album and it just sounds like a lot all over the place because the song that comes after this doesn't even sound like it should be on the same project. But he does take the time to say, like you said, like to give you some shit to say, all right, I do this too. And he held his own with Joey Badass, right? Young lyricist coming out of New York. Oh, I fuck with the
I don't know if I'll say hot, but I'm not gonna say no. Again, I like the music. Flow's cool. No problem with it.
Yeah, salute to another guy who's a counterpart of X, Ski Mask. He also delivers bars when he wants to as well. X actually spoke about this, my man Adam from No Jumper. They had a conversation and he said, listen man, me and Joey, we have a type of chemistry where we get on the track and we compete. And I like the competition. We're in an age now with the newer artists, they don't want to compete about shit. And to hear him say, lyrically, I want to get at him, not on some like, yo, I want to keep up to the standard he's at.
Friendly competition.
Exactly. Yeah. I am really impressed by it, and I'm glad that these things exist.
I'm impressed by it too, but it's like, how do the new artists compete if they had to? It's like, how do you compete with saying, oh, yeah, ooh, ha? Does the next person say, yeah, ah, who, yeah, like, look, he's not.
It's hot.
No, but
exactly, right? But it's like, how do they, right? But it's like, how do they compete nowadays? I could appreciate X for this, you know what I mean? Because he jumped into that Joey Badass bag, you know?
And he's been chilling recently, just letting the music speak, right? That
absolutely,
well.
absolutely.
Good for him.
I would like to see some videos, though.
Me too.
From what I hear, they are coming. And if we saw his last, or remember his last video, the Look at Me joint, he hung a child in the joint. You know what I mean? His graphic impressions of the music is super graphic.
Right.
In terms of it probably will shock you. So I could only imagine what he has coming for a song like Sad, which a lot of people, as much as we bump it, just like we bump EXO Tour Life, there's a very sad undertone to it,
right,
where he's even discussing suicide again.
But I mean, his creative process, because even when he hung the kid in a video, he spoke about, like, he kind of had like a spoken word that he did at the end where he was just saying about, like, if this offends you and black men dying by the hands of cops doesn't, like, trying to give sort of a comparison, because he was saying that this is not real.
Well, to be accurate, did he hang the kid or did another kid?
It was he had the other kid hang the kid.
The other kid did it, yeah.
Right, but the whole thing was, you know, one kid was black.
Kids. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was crazy. One kid was black and one kid was white, but then I think he just did it to draw an attention to spark a larger conversation. Like I said before, I think X is smarter than people give him credit for. You know?
I agree with that.
All right, so we'll look out for some videos. Star can't wait for them. Hopefully coming soon.
Can't wait.
That's our show for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Complex News.
We still ain't talking about Lloyd Banks' retirement?